这样就开始。
对，这样就开始。
OK.
Thank you. Alright, everyone. Good morning. Hi, how are you today? Okay. Okay. So I see you are all very energetic today. Seems like that. Maybe it's because there's a camera in the back. Okay. So I hope last week, even though I'm not here, I hope you have made good use of your time and you probably practice some math or practice some chemistry during English class. I don't know. Or maybe you really paid attention and took all the tests and then reviewed the lessons. I hope you did that. But today we are going to finish lesson 1. So I want you to take out your book. Okay, take out your book and flip to page 2. Today we are going to go through lesson 1, the poem. Even though you already finished the vocabulary test and the review test, today we are going to dive deep into this poem. So before we do that, I am going to give you the sheet. Okay, I'll give you the sheet for the poem. So here, please pass it forward. 6, right? 6. And today we will have Teacher Nana with us in the back. So please just pretend that everything is as normal. Okay? She's not here. She's just here to take a look at how you guys are doing. So yes, Teacher Nana, this one is for you. Okay. Yeah. Is there any extra ones? Extra ones? 有多的吗? No? Okay, so maybe, yeah, sorry. Do you have a book? Alright. Today, we're going to be talking about this poem by Roger Kipling. So can you take a look at page 2? The title of this lesson is Life Lessons in Roger Kipling's If. Okay, so the poem is called If. What would you think of when you see the title of the poem being If? Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. You can speak to the person next to you. Tell him or her what you think this poem is going to be about, because the title is If, and then the dash, right? Okay, tell them, what do you think the poem is going to be about? If the poem is called If. Okay. Go, I'll give you 2 minutes. Starts now. What might the poem be about? If. When do we use the word if? I want you to share what you think this poem might be about, okay? The poem is called If. What do you think this poem is going to be about? Let's do a big cross, okay, to wake you up. Big cross, are you ready? Big cross. Big cross, number 15. Okay, so I think it's Veronica. Veronica, what do you think this poem might be about? It's called If. If a poem is called If, what kind of things will it talk about? When do we use the word if? happen in the past or in the future? Yeah, probably something in the future, right? Or maybe something that hasn't happened yet, right? So, for example, you see the clouds, right? Over there, it's very thick. If it rains today after school, I may get wet because I didn't bring my umbrella. Okay, so if, right? So if it's talking about conditions, talking about futures, or sometimes you can also use if in past tense. You remember 假设语气. If I had brought my umbrella, I wouldn't have gotten wet this morning. Right? Okay, if I had it, horrifying. Okay. So. Yeah, so if the poem is titled If, we're probably talking about some conditions or something in the future. So we are making assumptions or we are making guesses. But actually, we're going to dive into what the poem is about. So please flip to page 4 and we'll go straight to paragraph 1. So this unit is very special. The textbook is actually an analysis of the poem. Do you remember the word analysis? What is analysis in Chinese? 分析, yeah, very good. So let's take a look at the first paragraph. It introduces us the main idea of the poem. Can you read it with me together? From poems have the power. 1, 2, 3, go. Poems have the power to move us, inspire us, and guide us to do great things. It succeeds in doing all three. Written by British Nobel laureate in literature, Roger Kipling, and first published in 1910, the poem contains advice from a father to his son on living a good life. The speaker brings up common circumstances one may encounter in life and explains the best way to come around each of them. It was one of the 20th century's most beloved poems, and its words of wisdom remain relevant to this day. Okay, so what is the poem about? The poem is. It's about advice from a father. Can you highlight that sentence in line 4? The poem contains advice from a father to his son on living a good life. Yeah, I don't know if you have read this other article called Prayer to His Son by General MacArthur. My God, so wait, have you read that in your Chinese textbook? It's another written text about advice in life by a father to his son. So you can guess, right, that this poem is called If. So maybe it's the father telling the son, if you do this, you will become that. If you do this, if you do that, you will succeed. If you do this, you will be great, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so without further ado, before that, I would like you to take a look at the last three, the final 4 words in the paragraph. Relevant. Do you remember what relevant means? When we say it remains relevant to this day, what does it mean in Chinese? Or what does it mean in other ways? It's still important or unimportant? Important, right? It's still important to us. It's still relevant means that it still concerns us. Okay, the thing that it says still has to do with our life today. It's not like it's too old or changed too much. Okay, so it's still relevant. 跟我们的生活还是怎么样呢？息息相关哦。It's still related to our daily life. Okay, now let's listen to a very good recital of the poem, and you can get the feeling of it. And you can take out the worksheet that I gave you. It has the whole poem in it. So let's have a look at it.
If I were your captain, if you could keep your pet and all about you are losing there and blame it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you could talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the human touch. If neither foe or loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but not too much. If you could fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Okay, so that was the poem. Now, I would like you to have the worksheet by your side next to your textbook so that we can read the poem and the analysis at the same time, okay? Alright, great. So let's take a look at the first stanza of the poem. I think I have told you this before, but when we are talking about a poem, there are stanza and line. So stanza is just like paragraph in a poem, okay? It's a paragraph in a poem. And line is just one line, okay? So take a look at the worksheet. How many stanzas do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 stanzas, right? Okay, we have 4 stanzas in a poem. So let's look at the first stanza now. Okay, so if by Roger Kipling, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. Okay, so here, keep your head, it means to stay calm, to keep calm. Okay, to keep your head means to keep calm and remain calm. When all about you, what does all about you mean here? It means all those who are around you, all the people around you, are losing theirs, are losing their heads, are losing their calm, and they are blaming it on you. They are saying, oh, it's you, it's because of you. Alright. So when everybody is freaking out, but you remain calm. So it's like everyone says, oh, it's you, you're wrong. And they're saying, oh, it's all because of you, so I will go up. But you remain calm, you don't argue with them, you don't fight with them, you stay polite, you stay quiet. And then the third line. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. Here, the first line is easy, right? Trust yourself when everybody doubts you. They don't believe in you, you believe in yourself. Oh, I can do this. You think you can succeed. But you make allowance. Okay, what does make allowance for mean? Here, let's take a look at this picture. So, make allowance for actually means to accept. So you make allowance for other people's doubting. When other people say, oh, are you sure? I don't think this is a good idea. You don't just say, oh, it's okay, I can do this. You say, let me think about it. Okay, so you make allowance for others' doubt. That means you accept others' criticism. You accept others' constructive feedback. Okay, you take their words into consideration. And the next one, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting. Okay, I think this one is very good. Sometimes good things take time, right? Like growing a tree, like studying for exam, like working out, or like boy out asking a girl out. Right? It takes time to do that. So if you can wait for the right timing and you are not tired by waiting, that is a good virtue. That is what we call patience. The other one, for being lied about, here, being lied about, this is a special phrase. Being lied about. It's not being lied to. Okay, 跟被欺骗不一样哦。It's not like they lied to you. It's they lie about you. What does that mean when someone lied about you? They say something not true about you. Okay, so maybe they say bad things about you. So when you are being lied about, you are smeared. I think this is a very good word that you can learn. Smeared. What does smear mean here is okay. Okay, so someone say bad things about you, they lie about you. You're being smeared. But actually smear can also mean just more. Okay, so you smear the bread, you smear the jam. Okay, so 抹黑, it's the same word, 抹黑. So someone smeared you, they speak bad things about you, but you don't fight back. Okay, so someone says, oh, he or she is cheating on his girlfriend, but it's a lie, you know that it's a lie. But you don't fight back, you don't gossip about them. Okay? So don't deal in lies. And the next one, or being hated, don't give way to hate. Don't give way to hate. Give way to. When you step aside, you let hatred control you. So for example, sometimes people will hurt you and do bad things to you. But you might want to fight back, you might want to hurt back. But if you say, no, I am going to be better than them, I'm not going to fight back, I'm not going to hurt back, that means that you don't give way to hatred. You are not controlled by hatred. 你没有被仇恨所控制，被仇恨所蒙蔽的双眼。You are not overpowered or controlled by hate. And the last one, this one is also very interesting. And yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. Why can't we look too good? Isn't it a good thing to look good? Take a look at the picture. Fashionable clothing. Isn't it good? But here the poem actually means you shouldn't be too proud or arrogant. Try to be acting like, oh, you're the best, you're number one, and trying to speak like you're the smartest. Kipling thinks that is not good. He thinks we should not be too proud or too arrogant like the guy in the picture. Yeah, you can see that he's like, kind of like arrogant, right? Okay, so now let's look at the book and take a look at the analysis, okay? And we will try to match it with the poem. 我们来看一下这个分析。好 So you can try to write down some keywords from the analysis on your worksheet, okay? 如果你在课文上的分析中呢 you see some of the important ideas, you can copy them to your worksheet. So, let's read this paragraph together. So paragraph 2, the poem begins. Go. The poem begins with advice regarding how to behave righteously in the face of unrighteousness. When people are hostile towards you, remain calm and steady. Have faith in yourself when others claim or doubt you, but be receptive to constructive criticism. Okay, so it covers all the sentences that we just read in the poem. Let's take a look at some of the words. First, here it says when people are hostile towards you, can you circle toward? Okay, your attitude towards someone. When people are hostile towards you, when they are being like your enemy. When conversating, have faith in yourself, but be receptive. Okay, can you underline receptive? It's the same as here, make allowance for. Right? So you accept, you are open-minded and you accept. So you can say willing to receive or willing to accept. Constructive criticism. This is a very good collocation. Constructive criticism. Constructive criticism. I hope that you can all learn to give constructive criticism instead of just saying, oh, you suck. Okay, sometimes we have to give other people advice and feedback, right? But we can give them solutions and suggestions how to improve. That is constructive criticism. What is this in Chinese? Direct translator. Yeah, 有建设性的批评，对不对？有建设性的建议。And then we have a very good sentence pattern here. No less important, that means as important as the previous one, is the quality of patience. Okay, because the poem says, wait but not tired by waiting, right? Okay, or because without it, the fruits of your labor may be lost. Remember the picture here? Fruit, right? You need patience to grow something. Alright, and then at the bottom here, the second last line says, when people despise you or spread lies about you, you have to be truthful and refrain from. Can you highlight refrain from? Refrain from. So you control yourself. You don't do it. You don't return the hatred. You don't give way to hatred. And doing so is the only way. Right? Circle so. Right, what does so refer to? Doing so. 这样做. Should it refer to the previous sentence? 前句对不对? Be truthful and refrain from returning hatred. 如果你控制自己，保持真诚，而且你不会用恶意、用恨意还击的话呢，这样做 is the only way to put an end to. It's the only way to stop the cycle of hate and dishonesty. Okay, so you can break the cycle or put an end to the cycle. 你才可以终止这个循环。And last but not least, it is essential to be modest and humble. So you don't look too good, you don't talk too wise. That is being modest, right? Like in the middle. Okay, not too good or not too bad. So far so good? Yeah? Good? Not good? Good. Okay. Yeah, give me a nod if you understand. Okay. So I want you to write down the main idea of this stanza on your worksheet. Alright, so we see in the paragraph 2, right? It says the poems begin with advice regarding how to behave righteously. So can you write down that? How to behave righteously. That is the main idea of this stanza. How to act like a person who believes in justice, who is a righteous person. Righteous, what does righteous mean? It means that you are always doing the right thing. You never do the wrong thing. That's righteous. Okay. If you're done, we are going to move to the next stanza. So maybe we take a look at the analysis first to get the idea, get the main idea. The second stanza focuses on pursuing one's dream and suggests that people do so in a balanced manner. So can you write down in the second stanza, pursue dream in a balanced manner. Okay, so now let's take a look at the stanza, at the poem, okay? If you can dream, cannot make dreams your master. This is a good sentence. You remember Willy Loman, Death of a Salesman from our mock test. I told you that he is a salesman, right? And he pursued American dream. He wants his son to be successful. He wants to be a successful salesman. But in the end, he just had a normal, ordinary life. And he cared too much about that big dream that he didn't live a happy life. So another example I want to share with you is, I don't know if you remember this. Did we talk about Icarus when we talk about Prometheus? 我们在讲普罗米修斯那课的时候有讲到 Icarus 吗？ Yes? Yes or no? No. Okay. So Icarus is a figure in Greek mythology. He is a boy, alright, and the story is he and his father are escaping from a prison, and the way they thought of is they stick feathers, right, feathers on their back to fly away from the prison. And then when Icarus was able to fly, he was too excited. He was like, "Oh yay! Look at me, I can fly!" And he flies very high. But his father said, "Icarus, don't fly too high to the sun." But Icarus didn't listen. He was too excited, and he sees the sun. He feels like he can touch the sun. So he just keeps flying and flying and flying. And the sun melted the glue of the feathers. And so his wings was broken. So he fell up high from the sky and fell into the ocean and he drowned. So that's the story of Icarus. When I read this line, I think of Icarus. When you have a dream that's too high and you care so much about it, you are obsessed with it. You are obsessed. This is a good word, when you are obsessed. When you're too obsessed with something, it could lead to failure, right? So that's what I think of when I see this line. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, because the master of your life is yourself. It's not your dream, it's not other people's dreams, it's yourself. You have to live a happy life first.